Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. There are heat advisories now in place starting tomorrow, so we're going to go straight to weather tonight just to see the kind of temperatures we can expect because they are going to be hot. Our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, is in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, it's hot already.
Yeah, what do you mean tomorrow?
Yeah.
What are we talking about tomorrow for? It's hot right now, but as we head through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 90s or triple digits across the region, and we're back to the heat advisories and excessive heat warnings. Believe it or not, we've seen 90 quite a few times after just having that summer where we couldn't get traction. But here we are, it's hot. Oh man, a little bit of a haze on the horizon. Not really affecting air quality, but a haze nonetheless. We sit at 92 in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 99 in Ritzville, 94 in Wenatchee, and 88 up in Sandpoint. We might head to Sandpoint for weather on the road just because it's a bit cooler. As we get into the day on Wednesday, though, things are heating up. 98 in Spokane, triple digits across central Washington, and mid to upper 90s across much of North Idaho. It is going to be a scorcher and staying hot the next few days. Thursday looks to be the hottest, but Friday's not too far behind it. We're talking near triple digit heat and near record high temperatures the next few days. Coming up, I'll let you know when the heat breaks, and spoiler alert, it's not for some time.
All right, we'll be ready for that, Jeremy. Thank you very much. And we will have more on cooling resources in the city here in just a moment. But first, Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson joined a coalition today supporting the U.S. Department of Justice's lawsuit challenging Idaho's restrictive new abortion law. Ferguson is among 21 other attorneys general supporting this coalition. The suit asserts that because Idaho's law does not have adequate exemptions to protect pregnant people, it violates the Federal Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act. Ferguson also argues that Washington's healthcare system will be strained by an influx of patients traveling to Washington for healthcare that will now be prohibited in the state of Idaho. So the question is, what will actually happen in Idaho when those laws go into effect? Well, starting Friday, a partial ban will be in place, meaning the state will be able to criminally enforce the Heartbeat Act. That's where abortion will be a felony in the case of a detected heartbeat, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. On August 25th, the near total ban then becomes in effect, also known as the trigger law. That's where abortion is illegal 6 weeks after conception. Affirmative defenses are allowed in cases of rape, incest, or to save the life of a pregnant woman. In the case of rape or incest, the victim will have to provide a police report. For the first time, we heard statements from the family and friends of a Freeman High School shooter in court today. Caleb Sharp pleaded guilty to murder and assault charges after killing one classmate and injuring 3 others in 2017. The Sharp family's pastor read the statements on their behalf. Several said they recognize the loss, the pain, and the heartbreak the shooter caused the Freeman community. We did not hear statements from the shooter's parents, but we did hear a written statement by his grandmother, and his uncle even read his own statement himself.
My son Art put his arms around me and told me that Caleb had been the shooter at the school. My heart broke into so many pieces. I felt shock, sadness, and disbelief. So many emotions flooded through me.
Something happened with or to Caleb in the days prior that led up to that terrible incident. I do not believe it was the real Caleb Sharp that was involved in the shooting. Some outside force was involved with Caleb. Whether it was spiritual or psychological, something took place that influenced him to commit this evil act.
Still, the shooter's family and friends said nothing excuses what he did, and they believe he should face consequences. This afternoon, the defense rested its case, and the state questioned the detective who interviewed the gunman right after the shooting. The state will continue to call its experts and victims for testimony tomorrow. Spokane Valley deputies need help finding a missing vulnerable adult. So take a look. 44-year-old Ryan McCullum was last seen the afternoon of August 7th outside of his adult care home in Spokane Valley. Ryan has a traumatic brain injury that causes him to function at a lower juvenile level and impairs his ability to make decisions, communicate well, or to take care of himself. He's described as about 175 pounds with brown hair, blue eyes, and a full beard. He was last seen wearing a green shirt and blue jeans. If you have seen him or know where to find him, you're asked to please call Crime Check. We've got that number there at the bottom of your screen. A man who led police on a week-long multi-state manhunt and later tried to escape from jail has now received a life sentence behind bars. 30-year-old Jesse Spitzer pleaded guilty back in July to 16 criminal charges, the majority of which were felonies. Then on Friday, he was sentenced to life in prison with 20 years fixed. That means he will only be eligible for parole once he's 50 years old, 20 years from now. Now, this is possible because of a Rule 11 plea deal where, in exchange for his guilty plea, the state dismissed 18 of those charges. A jury was seated today in the trial of a former Spokane police officer accused of raping 2 women. You may remember in 2019, Nathan Nash was charged with rape and official misconduct. Then in 2021, he was charged with rape and unlawful imprisonment. Last year, a Spokane County judge ruled those 2 cases would merge together into one. Opening statements will begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. Lori Vallow was back in court today. Her defense team filed 2 motions on her behalf. Vallow will face trial for the alleged murder of her 2 children, JJ and Tylee, and Chad Daybell's ex-wife, Tammy. Vallow's attorney argued for a probable cause hearing and to split the conspiracy to murder charges from the grand theft charges because they feel it could be confusing to a jury. The defense says a jury would not know how to analyze those charges together in order to come to a fair verdict. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for Vallow. The trial date is set for January of 2023. The Inland Northwest is growing and changing, and our ongoing Boomtown series is tracking all of that growth. Today, Idaho Governor Brad Little was in North Idaho to mark the groundbreaking ceremony for the new highway interchange between I-90 and Highway 41. Construction on that new interchange starts 1 year ahead of schedule and will support a growing community. Rathdrum's population is expected to almost triple by the year 2040. Now the Post Falls interchange is being shifted from Celtice to just north of I-90. Some residents there in Rathdrum have said they don't like all the growth and they're satisfied with their small community. Others, though, like Josh Loken, for example, the owner of Westwood Brewery, can't wait for the interchange to get done.
There's so much traffic, and especially in this area, it's so congested. And I think anybody that lives here knows after 4 or 5 o'clock trying to turn left onto a highway, it's nearly impossible. So I think opening up, 2 lanes on both sides, they've been talking about it. Doing it will just free up everything.
Rathdrum's population has gone from 6,000 in 2010 to 10,000. According to the city administrator, he says the city is working now to try and stay ahead of that growth. He believes the interchange will allow an easier trip into Rathdrum. That construction is expected to be completed, as we said, in the summer of 2025. And we'll hear from Governor Little again as he was visiting that groundbreaking today. That's coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 5. In the meantime, a $40 million expansion project is moving ahead at Kootenai Health. It includes an additional 37,000 square feet to the Kootenai Health Heart Center, 9 new patient rooms, a new cardiac catheterization lab, and new electrophysiology lab. Construction started in September of 2021. It'll be completed in phases. The Heart Center is currently scheduled to finish in fall of 2023, and the expansion will allow the hospital to see more patients and provide more same-day procedures.